How to convey opinions without hurting someone. Look, opinions are tricky little things. Everyone has one, and more often than not, people associate themselves strongly with their opinions. Look, in other words, if two opinions clash, the instinctive response in most people is to defend their opinion rather than accept that they have more learning to do. The secret to expressing your opinion without hurting someone else is to choose your words and sculpt your gestures in such a way that a negative reaction is the last thing that the other person thinks about. In other words, your expression of an opinion should be done in such an artful way that bad feelings and negative thoughts don't even enter the other person's mind and heart. The secret to non-confrontation opinion expression is through the modeling of the conversation such that bad feelings are the last thing in the minds and hearts of people listening, no matter how strong the opinion might be. So here's a story to illustrate how this can be done. Jairaj was always opinionated, and even though he worked through with Jigar, he never really saw eye to eye with him on several topics. However, they shared a healthy professional relationship, and Jairaj did not want to express himself in a way that would raise tension between them. So one day, when Jigar came into the office and occupied the cubicle next to Jairaj, he began to passionately express how he felt about the next rule in the office that meant work from home will be starting soon, and that it might continue for a long time. Jigar mentioned how this was such a blessing and that the work from home method would also give a huge boost to productivity. Jairaj wanted to shout out the following statement in Jigar's face. Listen, most people hate working here, but they do their task because they fear the implications that can come from someone scolding them in front of everyone. Once they're home, they will just be lazy and start ignoring most responsibilities. However, Jairaj calmed himself down. He took a deep breath and said, I'm not sure, man. I think working at home might be a bit boring because it's a very different social situation. Look, there are no colleagues around to support you, and your bed will always remind you of rest and sleep. I mean, I love my home and I like the freedom that comes with it, including being able to work in my boxers, okay? But I think many of us will find it difficult to focus on work due to the change in environment. You know what I mean? By the end of the day, Jigar was convinced that the work from home thing might not be as great as he initially thought. His suspicions were confirmed after just 10 days into the new format of working, and he made sure to call Jairaj to tell him, buddy, you were right. An important reality of life is that there's no point in being too rigid about our opinions, especially because everyone has one, and each of us decide to defend our perspective and prove others wrong, then the whole world would come to a standstill overnight. Instead, in the spirit of harmony and cooperation, here are some ways to express your opinions in a way that doesn't make you seem like a bad person. Anchor your opinion with facts. Rather than going by emotional drives and impulses, stating the facts around why you believe in something to be true makes more sense, as it allows the listeners to understand not only what your opinion is, but why you have it. Pay attention to the wording. Avoid the use of absolute words like always, definitely, and never when expressing an opinion. Use phrases like, I believe that, and I don't know about you, but I think, and I feel that, possibly, all these things. To convey that you're open to new perspectives, but this is where you stand as far as your current perception is concerned. Confidence doesn't mean loudness. Being confident means being firm about your opinion. But this is different from being defensive and loud about it. Being firm is a natural process that comes from owning your own thoughts. It comes from the conviction that you are the sole representative of a particular thought or opinion at that moment, and that is your responsibility to express it. The aim is to be clear and not to waver or beat around the bush. Follow the expression with the questions. What do you think? What are your thoughts? What is your take on this? These are all amazing questions to follow the expression of an opinion with. They indicate that you're open to new perspectives and value the opinions of others, even if they might not see eye to eye with you. Pay attention to the body. Make sure your arms are visible, your chest open, your body aligned towards the other person while making eye contact with them in a subtle manner. These are all signs that you're ready to be accepting of their opinions as well. Look, on the other hand, folded arms, body aligned to the side, not facing the individual directly, eyes barely meeting, it all indicate that you feel better off not hearing their opinion at all. Adhere to the unsaid virtues of conversation. Listening intently, taking a genuine interest in the opinions of others and speaking at the end after everyone has expressed themselves is a good way to make a point and to ensure that others value it. Moreover, ensuring that you do not argue for the sake of argument is crucial. People immediately see through someone who just expresses their opinions to shut down others. It's best to remain silent if you do not have to contribute anything to the conversation, rather than continuing just for the sake of argument. Remember, silence often says more than empty words.